on.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, to all my people who still watch wrestling, this is not just another episode of Yes, We Still Watch Wrestling. This is the end of the year awards for Yes, We Still Watch Wrestling. All right, so this ain't
Felt like
just.
we should have dressed up for this, man. This is momentous, baby.
Should have put a tux on, right?
Should have put a tux on. Damn.
Yeah, this is our end of the year awards show, man. I'm Steve Dent. Even though I can't get my camera straight,
Man,
I'm
what
falling
are we
all
doing,
over the
man?
place.
What are we doing?
Throw it back to the locker room days. Turbulence. Turbulence just now. But this is Steve Dent, man. Shaq is here. Chili is here, man. So, then what this episode is for,
You're
once
out for this
again.
episode. You're out for this episode.
You know the eights is in the house, man. Stop playing, man. But
Oh boy.
yeah, so we here, man, with our end of the year awards, man. This is what this episode is about. We have our awards in regards to who the MVP was for this year. We have most improved. We have entrance of the year, match of the year, all types of stuff, man. And we gonna get straight to it. There ain't no need to waste no time. All right.
Yeah, no need.
So we're gonna start with the rookie of the year. Who is your male and female rookie of the year? Now for qualification purposes, just not to overcomplicate the situation, we're just strictly talking about anybody who went to a new promotion and showed out for that year. They would be considered a rookie in that promotion. So whether it was somebody getting they call up to NXT, or somebody going to the main roster, or somebody showing up at AEW, or somebody showing up in New Japan, whoever you want to say is your rookie of the year, male or female. So Chili, I'm gonna go with you first, bro. Who is your?
I didn't know calling up to the main roster will consider them being a rookie of the year.
I told you that.
No, you said just going to a new promotion. Like
yeah, I mean, going to the main roster too.
That might change one of my answers. Let me, Willie, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. That might change one of my answers.
Rookie of the year.
Yeah, who's your
so
male?
Just so I'm getting this clear, like it could be someone who's
Willie ain't do no prep.
No, I'm just understanding what you just said. Like like new promotion or recently promoted to the main roster.
Right.
He ain't say that second caveat to me. He just said going to a new
I did.
promotion.
I definitely did. I remember.
Shows I don't listen to you.
Yeah, who is you need y'all to give you
Now I got my mail. I got my mail before.
I got both if y'all want me to go.
I got mine.
Go ahead.
My male is Javon Evans. I'm going low hanging fruit here.
Okay.
Javon Evans is rookie of the year. I think what he's been able to do at his age and on the NXT roster, which is arguably the best roster it's ever been since the OG Black and Gold.
Yeah, Black and
Gold.
Gold.
They had all the indie vets.
Yeah, I would agree.
Man, he has been knocking it out the park left and right. My women's rookie of the year. I don't.
You want to do them? Hold on, we could.
Let's do all men first.
Yeah, I'm saying let's want to do all men's first, and then we go back to all women. Yeah, let's do it like that.
All right, cool. We can do that. All right, so who's your male rookie of the year, Shaq?
For my male pro wrestling rookie of the year 2024, I have Obafemi. Took a while for me to get on the Femi train, but
it definitely did.
Yeah,
definitely did. Took a while.
I love
I don't know what you
Oba. You good with me, dog. Rookie of the year 2024.
Yeah, I'm going.
Obafemi.
Obafemi.
Only reason I don't go Oba is because he's been in NXT longer than Javon has been in NXT, I believe.
Not quite. I mean, only by like a month. He started. He's first debuted in February of this year.
Oba did or Javon did?
Nah, Oba debuted. Remember, Oba won the breakout tournament in February immediately cashed in the week after and became the North American champion. That's the reason why I'm going Oba, because Oba, this rookie of the year as far as NXT, like going from breakout tourney to where we at now. Like, I mean, you can't shoot somebody to the moon, pause, better than you did.
So this is why I'm going to counter to that. And why I still think it's Javon over Oba is because although, like, I think hear me out here. Oba suffers from the Rhea Ripley problem,
Okay.
where you're good, you are so damn good, and they are just going to push you down everyone's throat now, and all you have to do is not fuck up. Like that's how I view Rhea Ripley. That goes into when we're talking about from the last episode about why she's not my number one. Like
Okay.
she can't do anything to fuck up. She's that damn hot. Oba, they looked at that man and said, "You have the look. You are it. Just don't fuck it up. Do everything we say."
Right.
Javon literally does not have the look and is doing everything right and did it so well that Randy Orton greenlit a match with him. Who ain't no main roster folks done greenlit a match with Oba yet. Just putting that out there also, just to throw that out there for the.
That's a caveat for my female rookie of the year,
Yeah.
but we'll get to that later. But the only pushback I would give you is that if Oba was just having subpar matches, then you would be 110% right. But the only thing I push back is that not only is he not messing up, but he's putting on like great matches. Like Oba legit has a match that's a candidate for match of the year in all of WWE. And that's that triple threat match at Stand and Deliver with him. Dang, I forgot the other two people. Well, yeah, no, him, Dijak, and I forgot the other guy's name. But that's a legit
It's Tony
match.
the Don, right? It's Tony D'Angelo.
Nah, it won't Tony D. It's the other. I can't remember his name, man, but it won't Tony D. Tony D wrestled somebody else at Stand and Deliver. So Oba, man, but the matches he had with his first match with Tony D, not the second one, but the first match with Tony D was dope. He's had some great matches throughout the entire year. So I mean, to go from breakout tourney, North American title reign, which is one of the best reigns of all of WWE this year, and then now we finished the year with him being the number one contender. He's my rookie of the year too.
Hey, quick side note to that. Don't be surprised when Obafemi wins by murder over Trick, and Trick ends up getting sent to the main roster to tag with fucking Carmelo. And they're going to do follow the same fucking blueprint that they've done with Johnny Gargano and Tommaso.
Yeah,
there's a chance for a little while. They're eventually going to go to war again later on down the line. The same thing.
Shout out to WWE
just for the black folk.
I will say this real quick. This has nothing to do with our words, but shout out to WWE for not doing what we all thought they were going to do. We all thought that they was going to have either Gargano or Ciampa turn on each other, and they didn't. They kept it fresh. You know what I'm saying? They gave us a heel turn we didn't see coming. So shout out to them for that. That would be crazy. Oba definitely going to win that title. Trick's definitely
I hope they keep Trick. Keep Trick in NXT.
I was just about to ask y'all.
Don't send
real
him
quick.
Up there,
do y'all think he's ready?
No.
He needs to stay in promo class a little while longer.
He's holding on to that whoop that Trick shit. I love my brother too, man.
But he needs to stay in promo class a little while longer.
All right, that's
and I'm not a fan of his wrestling set. I'm being honest, man. I'm not.
Nah, I mean, it's fair critique. Set. All fair critique, man. All fair critique. All right, so let's go to. What do y'all have as the entrance of the year? This could be male or female. You can combine the two. I'm gonna give you why y'all
I got
think
mine already. Be good. I got mine.
Oh yeah, go ahead. If you got yours, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. Hey Mike, you got yours.
Oh, it's for me, man. Easily Jey Uso at Backlash. Easily, because it's organic. He ain't need no tricks. I mean, he came through the crowd. But he ain't need no costumes. He ain't need no mute. He ain't need no bands. He ain't need nothing. The state of France, the entire state of France is turned up for that man. It was like It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. That if you just bored one day, go to YouTube and just watch that entrance, man. It's lights out. It's crazy, man. So, but who you got, Shaq?
I want to make sure I get the pay-per-view right.
It was between that. For me, it was between that and Will Ospreay at All In.
That's what I was about to say.
That Assassin's Creed joint was fire. But I'm going with Jey Uso, man.
So my 2024 entrance of the year goes to Sting in his final match at AEW Revolution.
Ooh, that's a good one too. With his son's coming
out. Promo
out.
Video, and then his sons came out as each iteration of him. One as Surfer Sting, and the other as NWO Wolfpack Sting, and he came out and stood in between them.
I'm gonna regret not going to that pay-per-view for the rest of my life. I should have went, man. I'm gonna regret. That's one pay-per-view that I can justifiably see why I didn't go to Saturday night's main event. I can justifiably see why I didn't go to another pay-per-view.
We talked about going, right? It was
just a drive. I should have went.
Sometimes you gotta worry about the logistics later. Just go and just worry about it.
Sometimes you just gotta say effort, right?
I'm gonna regret that one.
I think Chili, but that's my pick.
Chili, what you got?
Here is the Will Ospreay one. Honorable mention is Daniel Bryan. His last match.
Oh, okay.
I've always been a fan of the Final Countdown, and when they actually drop it, and you know how they do the pan out and everything. I've always been a fan of that. But those two, but Will Ospreay's was the one that originally comes to mind.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go with male most improved wrestler of the year. All right. I'm gonna go first on this one. My most improved male wrestler of the year. I had to think about this one until I was going through names, and I'm like, who I'm going to go with? And then when I thought about this person, it was an immediate decision. I'm going Bronson Reed, man. Bronson Reed became a star this year, absolute star, must-see TV every week, even to how the situation ended with the bloodline. Speedy recovery for him, man. They say he at the earliest, he's going to be back May, so he's going to miss WrestleMania, which I know is like crushing for him after the year he's had. So speedy recovery to him. But my male most improved wrestler is definitely Bronson Reed. You go from not even making the card, not even the pregame card in your own home country. No telling when they're gonna go back to Australia. They may not go back to Australia no time soon. He doesn't even make the card, and you go from that to the year that he ended with. He's definitely my most improved for sure.
Wanna go, Shay?
You go ahead, Willie. You go.
All right, so I'm in between. I'm gonna go low hanging fruit option is Braun Breaker. I think because I was not a big fan of his in NXT as champ, and when he first came on board on the main roster, I wasn't the biggest fan, but I like what they've done with him.
Yeah,
as he's his path to IC champ. My honorable mention undercover one though is Kyle Fletcher. And what they're doing with him in AEW. And although it's a little bit more recent, but slowly but surely with Ospreay coming over and then him, like I hate to say most improved as if like he was like terrible.
Yeah,
he was already fire.
He was already good.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that just those are the two that just came to my mind.
Definitely. Who you going with, Shaq?
Confidence. So my pick for 2024, male most improved. Whose house? Swerve's house.
That's the Kyle Fletcher like.
You want to get my?
He's not terrible. Like
you want to? That's what I said. No, let's get some justification going.
Let's get some justification going.
People that get most improved, like in the NBA, aren't trash. They just make a dramatic jump from like to go from, oh, this dude might have something, to go from putting the company on his back. And I had that feeling, but the justification that sold it for me, 2023, he was ranked 112th on Wrestlers of the Year for PWI rating. Anybody care to guess where he was 2024?
He was number 3, right? He was number 3, right?
He was number 2.
Yeah, he was number 2. Yeah,
he was number 2.
Okay,
that's a hell. That's a jump.
Yeah,
and then they put the company on his back and put on some damn good matches with not only Hangman but Daniel Bryan. So yeah. My most improved, Swerve Strickland.
He got 3 classic matches this year for sure. He got 3. The one with Hangman, classic. The one with Danielson, classic, and the one with Ospreay, classic. All of them ranked 5 stars by your boy. So I mean, yeah.
We talk about my boy too. He be
what?
Dave Meltzer kind of wild, yo.
He is kind of wild. Hey.
Yeah, he's kind of crazy with the ranking system.
But he ranked them 5 stars. So I mean, at least you know when I say it, I'm reaching. But if I say he do it, he got it.
No. So with me saying that, right, I do respect his wrestling acumen somewhat, but there's no way that every month AEW is getting 5-star, 6-star matches in. You don't be giving WWE none. So it's like
none.
So it's like I don't know what's up with you, dog. Like
none.
Like you must got some stock in AEW or something.
But at least he's come out and said that he doesn't like WWE style of wrestling. At
yeah,
least,
but
at least,
fair,
at
right?
least
and
say
that's
that.
fair.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, but
It's gotten too
but
commercialized. It's
Yeah.
going
But
away,
you know what? I'm okay with that. Like everybody's wrestling style of product is not for you.
Yeah.
But WWE have had some 5-star matches.
But at least to say it's a level of biasness. Like I still to this day do not know how Charlotte versus Rhea is not a 5-star match. I've watched that match a few times. I don't get it. But you know what I'm saying? That's the topic for another day, man. So that's most improved, man. Let's go to who do y'all what is your moment of the year? What is your single moment of the year? It's not this is combined, it's not a male or female thing, but what is your single moment of the year?
I'm gonna just go and just be cliche because I was just like, I don't think. While I'm gonna go with not my favorite, just what really was the moment of the year is just Cody finishing the story, and just like the call from Michael Cole with the finish, the story on cadence with the count, and then with Samantha Irvine getting choked up where it couldn't even get the words out. Yeah,
shout out to you. Hey, real quick, shout out to Samantha, man. I don't know why I haven't said this since I posted that video. Yeah, it's a lot of corny wrestling fans out here, man. I ain't never heard nobody say that. Hey, and there's something else I want to say, but we need sponsorship soon. So I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I know what I want to say, man, but we need sponsors.
I know what you want to say.
But a lot of y'all is lame because y'all won't say she was.
So look.
Yeah,
so shut up.
Aga said.
And that's a big sponsor too. So
but shout out to Cody, finishing the story. Chili, what you got?
I'm trying to avoid not like just copying what y'all are saying, so I'm just picking other stories that I think were really.
That's
really
what
good.
You feel, bro.
I do, but I mean, like if you want to,
sometimes the Titanic sweeps the awards, dog. It's
you're right.
Cool.
Yeah. But again, like I do agree with that. If I had to pick the story, that's probably the moment that finishes, that highlights the year, encapsulated. And I'm thinking about moments that are like, nah, this is what wrestling was in 2024. The only other thing that I can think about that comes close to Cody finishing the story is the Drew and Punk rivalry.
Okay.
That is the only other thing that I think was at close to what.
So would that not be rivalry of the year, not moment of the year?
Well, I mean, we're talking about a moment, and I'm talking specifically about after Rumble.
In the match?
Yeah, after Rumble. Yeah.
After Rumble, Drew gets on the mic and cuts the promo about I prayed for this. Yeah. And after that was like after that happened, that rivalry took off to where Punk was gone. And Drew was just going out there just talking cold shit about the man week after week.
We have to add that for next year. Promo of the year. We have to add that one to the next year's list. Promo. Of the year.
I forgot. Promo of the year. Okay.
We'll add that to next year.
For me, man, I ain't even had to think about this one. This is probably the easiest one for me. Is Swerve winning the chip. I mean, he AEW ain't wait 4 scores in 20 years for them to crown a black man as a champion. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't quite as emotional as don't be technical, Shaq. I see you. Okay. Don't be technical, dog. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. It's just a joke.
I know you're about to mention our good friend Raheem. How you know
Raheem? He being technical, dog. He being technical, dog. Just
about to mention Raheem. Our brother Raheem.
How you know what I was thinking, dog?
I know exactly what you was thinking, but it wasn't quite as emotional as when Kofi won, but it was up there, man. Seeing him do it, I think anybody who's followed Swerve as far as where he was when he was part of Hit Row to getting cut to where he is now, to what Shaq just said about 10 minutes ago about his leap from 112 to number 2, and then for him to actually win that title, man, because they easily could have kept it on Samoa Joe. They didn't have to crown him as champion, man. So if this was WWE, they probably wouldn't have.
Well, we know they wouldn't have.
Yeah, so easily, man. That's my moment of the year for sure, man. Shout out to Swerve, man, and everything he's done, man. You know who got a case for? I just thought about this real quick before we move on. Y'all know who got a case for most improved though? Top Dollar. Hey, the man went
doing his thing on the Indies,
man, that man went from Michael Cole burying him every week to doing it to being one of the best heels in the Indies, man. So shout out to Top Dollar, man. All right, so with that being said,
you mean AJ Francis?
He will always be Top Dollar to me, dog. He's
always say that name and get sued.
He's always Top Dollar, man. But AJ Francis, all right.
Yeah, he's also a battle rapper too. I checked out his event a couple months ago too.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead. Since you brought it up, Shaq, let's go to the rivalry / storyline of the year. Shaq, you go first. Who you got?
Oh, it was Slash. I thought there were two separate ones.
We can do separate. I mean, I just figured the same thing. I mean, the rivalry, it got to be a storyline with the rivalry, right? It got to be some kind of story.
Well, if that's the case, it's coding because I had one as the rivalry and one as a storyline. No. I want. Yeah, this is different. I have one as rivalry and one as storyline.
Go ahead.
Which one you want?
Either one. It don't matter.
For the rivalry of the year, I have Swerve versus Hangman. And for the storyline of the year, I have Punk versus Drew.
So you don't think it was a story to go along with Hangman and Swerve?
Wasn't better than Punk versus Drew.
But you said it's separate. It got to be a story to go along with the rivalry, right? There's a hell of a story between Hangman and Swerve. That's a hell of a story. I mean, rivalry too, but it's a hell of a story that it wasn't. All right, so for them to be separate, it would be a situation where there was really no background. Okay, so I'll give you an example real quick. So if you want to say like a rivalry without a storyline, you would say Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade. Like they had a 7-part series where let's just run it up. It wasn't much of a story with it. It's just about, hey, like we saw each other. I forgot, what was that match they was in, and then after the match, Andrade looked at him in the stands and was like, they asked him what's next, and he said him. I forgot. It was some kind of, I can't think of what it was. Money in the Bank. I think they was in Money in the Bank together. And then right after that, they had the 7-part series. So it wasn't much of the story. It was just about, all right, like we met at Money in the Bank. We got to see who the better man is. And we going head to head. We're going to have a 7-game series and we're going to see who's the best at the end. But with Hangman versus Swerve, I felt like there was a story with that of like pure hatred. Willie did a great job. If y'all haven't watched episode, I believe 15, Willie did a great job stating about how like passionate and hatred that rivalry was. So I felt like there was a story going along with that. You correct me if I'm wrong though, but I feel like it's a story, that there was a story with that.
So if go ahead, Will.
Like the only reason I hear what you're saying, Shaq, about how you have the Hangman Swerve as a rivalry and the Punk Drew as best storyline. I'm gonna say it like this to give
it's because this goes back. Hangman and Swerve goes back
more than a year. It's way more than a year. That's been built up over like the last 2.5 years. Maybe. Yeah. In total, that rivalry is being told.
Yeah.
That Drew Seth is literally 4 or 5 months from Royal Rumble to now.
Right.
So with that caveat, can I keep it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can keep it. I was just saying, like, why
you make sense. You make sense. So with that one, rivalry of the year, I have Swerve versus Hangman. Storyline of the year, I have Punk versus Drew.
Okay. All right, Chili, what you got?
Rivalry is Drew and Punk, in my opinion. I kind of see it, what Shaq is saying, but I'm gonna stick to what happened in this year, 2024, and was started in this year and ended in this year.
Yeah.
Drew and Punk is where I'm gonna go. Honorable mention. It was a really good storyline rivalry.
You know what? If it's crazy because had we asked this question 4 months ago, I think easily in contention would have been Rhea versus Liv. But the fact that it's drug on so long, I think people are just waiting to see the ending of that. So
it was good up until after SummerSlam.
Yeah,
Liv got all her revenge.
Yeah,
it was over after that.
Rhea got to get the title back. January says she has to get the title back. If she don't get the title back, January says something wrong. Get her the title. Let's move on. I'm gonna go. So I mean, this is the one where, like, when I wrote this down, I was like, I think this is gonna be a unanimous decision between the three of us. So I'm sticking with CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Runner up for me, the Bloodline story for sure. Just to see what happened. I mean, it's so much that happened in that story. From Roman and his downfall and trying to make his way back up to the ladder. Jey Uso finally getting a singles title. You know, since Solo got an argument for most improved too. I mean, he definitely was a candidate because Somo promo skills has improved drastically. If you go back and watch him from NXT when he first confronted Carmelo Hayes to now, like his promo game has increased drastically. So everything with that storyline and where they are now is definitely run out for me. But I'm gonna go with Drew versus Punk simply because the Hell in a Cell match just puts it over the top. All right, cool. So we getting down to the nitty gritty here with the men pause. So let's go to in-ring performer of the year for the males. Who do you have? We're gonna start with Chili first. I have an idea of who he's gonna say. I think I got a grand idea.
I think me and Chili have the same wrestler.
If this was MGM Bets Sportsbook, if this was FanDuel, and I had money, I would put 10 grand on you saying Will Ospreay.
You goddamn right.
And rightfully so, man. I would be, before you speak, Willie, I will be honest with you. I had known about Will Ospreay. I seen like the 2 matches that Willie sent me. It was like, yo, you got to check this guy out. He's pretty dope. But I hadn't paid a lot of attention to him until he got the AEW. And when he got the AEW, man, he put on. I know you don't like the C word, Shaq, but Will Ospreay,
no.
He put on some classic matches this year, man. He put on matches this year where I was like, for the first, it's rare moments where I felt bad as far as like not following somebody's career, and I'm like, dang, like I'm really late to this party, like, you know what I'm saying? So, but you go ahead, you take the floor, brother. Explain to us why.
You said it all right there.
Wait, is this unanimous?
No.
Look, man.
No.
Go on Google or just type into your web browser bar YouTube, and then that web search engine on YouTube, type in Will Ospreay 2024 highlights, and just enjoy yourself. Go down the rabbit hole, okay? And if you want to see what greatness looks like, there you go, right there, okay? If you want to see what a real in-ring wrestler needs to look like, that can do it all, that is it right there. Point blank, period. And call that man the Billy Goat for nothing.
All right, Shaq, who you going with? Same thing?
Yeah.
The aerial assassin, bruv.
Got you. So, all right. So, let me ask you real quick. Who is y'all other contenders? Like, who was in contention for y'all? Matter of fact, no. I'm gonna go before y'all say
this was a sweep, dog.
Swerve wasn't even in the conversation.
I mean, he could have been in the convo, but it was like you know, like how NFL, like you know who the MVP is, and then there's one sports writer. Or what about this guy? He gets my vote. It was not even like that.
Not even the person he probably had match of the year with, Bryan Danielson. Oh wow. Hey, well, shoot, yeah. Well, who I'm about to say, well, you know, y'all radar then. I definitely Will Ospreay was close. I was between Will Ospreay and this person, and so I'm going with the other person. Gunther is my in-ring performer of the year for sure. Gunther is outside of Sami Zayn. I believe he's only 4 people that Dave Metzler has given 5-star matches to in WWE. Sami Zayn, Gunther, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk. And Gunther has put on, I cannot find a match of Gunther's that was subpar. Forget bad. I can't even find a subpar match. And not to say that Will Ospreay has one either, but Gunther, man, I feel like I feel like Gunther, for what he did, because he doesn't necessarily have the best character, so you're not investing in his character, but I feel like Gunther brought true wrestling back to WWE, where you simply watch him just to see what he's going to do in his matches, and that's why he gets in-ring performer of the year for me. So I'm gonna go with Gunther, man. I'm gonna go with the ring general. I'm gonna go with Gunther, man. But Will Ospreay, man, shout out to him, man. You made me a believer this year, dog. You made me a believer this year for sure.
One man by one.
All right. So before we get to the women's side, MVP. Who is your male MVP of the year? For this one, I'm gonna go first. I feel bad for this one. And the reason why I say this is because I'm going to compare this to NFL real quick. In the NFL, I get sick and tired of quarterbacks winning the MVP award every year, to the point where they got to create offensive player of the year, just to make sure that the person who should have got MVP sometimes gets the actual award. Saquon Barkley should absolutely be MVP this year, but Josh Allen is going to get it. And not to say that Josh Allen is not deserving, but when you do what Josh Allen has done this year, Saquon got to break records, and I don't think Saquon is going to break the record. Drew McIntyre is Saquon Barkley for me. Drew McIntyre has done everything right this year. He's killed everything. From his shade to his promos outside of the ring, from the trolls he's been doing all year, the matches, he got an argument for in-ring performer of the year, in my opinion. Like, if you was him ranked like a top 5 in-ring performance, it's hard to keep Drew McIntyre out for that list, to be honest with you. I don't think people are giving him that credit. People are giving him credit for his promos. People are giving him credit for the way he's been trolling in his moments, but nobody's giving him the fair credit as far as his in-ring performances this year. So for me, he's Saquon Barkley. However, my MVP is Cody Rhodes. For Cody Rhodes to do what he did this year. And I'm going to say this real quick before y'all go. A few episodes back, well, not even a few, episode 10, I believe, we talked about Cody Rhodes' championship reign being stale. I did a review of his matches he had during his reign, and I think we're not being fair to Cody. I think it's hard to follow the greatest WWE title reign of all time. It's hard to follow the greatest championship reign of all time. It's extremely hard to follow that pause. And what Cody did, he came out the gate and had a classic match with AJ Styles. And then you go to SummerSlam. He has a moment with Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. Then he has matches with Carmella Hayes twice that knocked it out the park. Then you got the rivalry with KO. And that's how the year ends, with him having a true rivalry for his championship reign. Not So Sam came out and said that Cody Rhodes is the first true baby face that the people just genuinely love, and is like a true baby face or whatnot, since like the Hogan days or what have you. And that's accurate. For some people that say his championship reign has been stale, the people still love him every time he's come out. For everything, the merch, anything you want to include, in-ring performer, Cody Rhodes has an argument for that. Merchandise, whatever you want to say, man, it's hard to say that Cody is not the MVP this year, man. If he had to compare it to MVP to NFL, this year he's had like a Patrick Mahomes type of year, when Patrick Mahomes came out the gate and threw for like 56 touchdowns. So I'm going Cody Rhodes, man. Who is y'all MVP? Shaq, I'm gonna go with you next.
MVP, to echo your sentiments of what you said on the last award, my MVP for this year is Gunther. I respect ring that. General on fire this year. I can't recall him having a bad match, let alone this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he has a match rated lower than a 4 at all this year.
He does it.
I don't think I don't think he has a match rated lower than a 4. Gunther's the type of, there's like the Workhorse Award. Mm-hmm. Either him or like Seth Rollins should get that award. Just like, we're in a little bit of a lull. Some people are injured. We need people to step up.
Yep.
Gunther's that guy. Like, so without a doubt, Gunther's my MVP. Just amazing work this year, Gunther.
Silly, who you got, bro?
That was a really good analogy.
And I still like Walter better. This Walter. I like that name way better.
I've gotten used to
Gunther.
Gunther now.
We've gotten used to it. That don't make it better.
Yeah.
Walter.
Yeah, I got used to Gunther.
Yeah, that was a good analogy you had that with Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. I wholly agree with that. My MVP is Drew McIntyre. Literally from the Rumble in January that I was at.
So
that was like the start. After that Rumble.
So
hey, hate some hate.
Hey,
I think I have one more. Was it one or two more? Of the big four.
Y'all up on these pay-per-view shows.
One more. I'm sorry, one more.
Y'all up on these like a mug.
One more. I've almost accomplished the Grand Slam, brother.
You did SummerSlam. Yeah, you got to do Survivor Series.
That's the only thing I got left.
I got
catch up, Shaq.
Yeah, I got
Survivor Series and Rumble, man.
I gotta do Royal Rumble.
I'm a teacher in a one-income household.
Hey, I'm not trying to hear all that shit, nigga.
No money.
There's the man that had to switch outfits.
Nah, Drew McIntyre is mine, literally from.
You asshole. It's two different shows, man. They don't know this is back to back. It's two different shows.
But no, Drew McIntyre, man, since from the Rumble until now, man, like he had like maybe a month break from the start of the year to now, and he literally has, in my opinion, minus the bloodline stuff, that has had its lulls this year.
Yeah,
it's had significant lulls that could not be carried by Solo, Jay, and whomever else while Roman was away.
Mm-hmm.
And even Cody, in my opinion, this goes into like why people say he's stale. It's not that he's bad or a bad champion. He's just an average champion. There isn't enough meat on the bones, enough story for him that is going to captivate people.
Gotcha.
But what Drew has done from January to now, chef's kiss, man. I think he's a big reason why eyes have stayed on, obviously Punk being there.
Yeah.
But even with Punk being there, Punk was injured for like a solid 2.5 months.
Right.
And away. And all Drew had to go out there was activate his hater. You know what I mean? The hater, his inner hate, and show out. And he was doing that
over a bracelet,
bruh. Him and a bracelet every Monday.
Bracelet. Yeah.
And the wildest part about Drew's year, Drew definitely got an argument for MVP. I would not argue anything that you just said. Drew is the only one, though, out of everybody we got in contention who don't have a clear path to WrestleMania 41. We have no idea who's Drew going to wrestle at WrestleMania 41. We have no idea what he's going to do. We don't even know, we don't even have an idea of people we would put against him, what situation we put him in, will he be in a title match or whatever. And it's crazy to think about that as a phenomenal of the year he's had. So that's pretty wild, man. All right, let's
mind a Rollins, Punk, Drew triple threat, but
keep that separate, dog. Yeah, I want that.
That's
separate.
Interesting. It's interesting.
I would dig it, but I want that separate.
Or give
I
don't
think that main event's WrestleMania. Though. I think that's an opening match at WrestleMania.
Give me a Drew Gunther match.
I'd be cool with that.
I could do that.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that too.
Drew needs his get back.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go to the female side for some of these questions. So, who is y'all?
You gonna save? We cut this out. You gonna save match of the year for last?
Yep. I'm saving match of the year for last, yes, sir.
All right.
So, who is your female rookie of the year? I got mine if y'all want me to go first.
You go ahead.
Oh, mine, we doing, who was it that got the co-rookie of the year? It was Jason Kidd and somebody else.
Jason Kidd and Grant Hill, man.
Jason Kidd and Grant Hill. We got a co-rookie of the year. I could not decide. I literally at 3 o'clock, I had one person, and then at 8 o'clock, I had another, and I said, I'm going to give it to them both. And now I have to pause this because it's a woman. Jada Parker and Lola Vice, the two people who had the underground match. Both of them was in the breakout tournament. Lola,
I hated that, by the way.
Lola Vice. I love the match. I mean, I ain't gonna call it. I ain't gonna say it was an A. I gave it a match a B minus.
How you gonna have a fake fight about a fake fight?
Hey man, it's different. I liked it, and Lola is like the queen of it now. And
the fact they brought it back, Shane McMahon was right.
Really?
Yeah,
shout out to Shane O'Mac, man.
It's a fake fight about a fake fight.
It's dope. It's dope, man. I ain't gonna lie. The one. And speaking of that, Lola Vice, what Willie said earlier about Javon getting the stamp from Randy Orton, Lola Vice got that stamp from Shayna Baszler and did it in the best way possible, having the underground match where Shayna Baszler used to do MMA as well. So you got that situation with Lola Vice. Both of them has competed against Roxanne Perez this year for the belt. They both was in the breakout tournament. Lola Vice won. But Jada Parker has took off. I don't even understand why she's in that group no more. Like, she literally can be without that group. She stood out that much. And it's not just about their looks, man. Jada Parker, man, I didn't expect Jada Parker to be as good of a wrestler as she is right now. I'm not saying she's like top 10 wrestlers in WWE or anything like that, but I just didn't expect her to be to where she is now. Like, I expected kind of like a Jade kind of trajectory where it's going to take a while. But she's already better than Jade as far as in ring. And that's no shade to Jade. I got Jade's shirt on. That's no shade to Jade. I just didn't expect that. So mine's a tie between Jada Parker and Lola Vice, man. I think they both are very deserving for sure. And we're going to see what happens next. Hopefully both of them are in the Rumble as surprise entrants, and we can go from there. So, Chili, I'm going to go with you first on this one, bro. Who's your female rookie of the year?
Yeah, you kind of synopsis it apart. Jada Parker, man. She's been hitting the ground running this year. Literally from when she was with
OTM.
OTM at the start of the year. They're not even there like that no more around her because she's outgrown them clearly.
Yeah.
That says it all right there. Once she outran the damn faction she was in. They not even a blip on the radar now, man. Like, I think she's literally light years ahead. I was thinking about other people, but I was like, nah, they've been around for a little bit, like Kaylani. Lola Vice is a really good one. Sol Ruka, but she's been around. Homegirl who was just in the Iron Survivor match, the girl who only
ran she can wrestle, yo.
Yeah,
I forgot her last name. Ren Sinclair. She can go, yo.
Yeah, she can go. Her also had a really good year. Those are coming to mind, but Jada Parker sits atop right now as far as rookie of the year for me.
For sure. Who you got, Shaq?
Pardon. 2024 Rookie of the Year for myself, we have the protege Mariah May. From her work to being the understudy, the character work to being understudy for Tony Stark and that whole storyline and how they built that, and eventually she turned on her and then turned into the glamour and then eventually taking the title away from Tony Storm and then putting her out of action. Very great character work, very great matches, very great storyline, long-term story booking. I got Mariah May as my Rookie of the Year.
Okay. All right, cool. So we're going to go with female in-ring performer of the year. Shaq, I'm going to go with you first on this one. Who you got?
This one, I don't
want
to say
There's only one answer in my opinion to this, but...
Is there only one?
Well, I take that back. There isn't one, but... I think. All right, go ahead. Let me see what he's about to say.
No, I want to hear your justification. Why is the only one?
No, go ahead.
It's not going to sway my answer at all.
No.
At all. Can I have it?
No. Go ahead.
Why is there only one?
I am betting. If MGM bet had an option here for Steven Darrell Dent. If that nigga says anyone other than Roxanne Perez,
mine is Roxanne
be utterly shocked.
So mine is Roxanne Perez.
Other than Roxanne.
So with that being said, brother, do you want me to talk now, or would you like me to wait? Would you like me to wait? It's got to be Roxanne Perez.
Mine is Roxy, though.
Roxy been killing it, bro. Like, I mean, Pop Rock's been killing, bro. I mean, to the point where me and Willie was talking about this off air. I can't remember where we was at. And Willie was like, "You got to keep her in NXT." I've been wanting her to get called up to Raw or SmackDown. And part of the reason why I've been wanting to get called up is because I don't feel like they've really done right with the people that they called up this year. When you look at what is it, Kiana Carter,
Lyra Valkyria.
none of them have made noise. Carmelo made noise this year. Braun made noise this year. But none of the people that they've called up has really made any noise. They started doing something with Lyra Valkyria and then it dropped off. I feel like
I hate her gimmick, by the way. I don't know what the fuck that weird like Indian shit Lyra Valkyria does. Or
man, but with the roster Rots got now, man, you want to see matches with her. Like she absolutely been knocking out a park. I'm talking about like I ain't gonna say classics, but bangers for sure. I mean, everybody she lined up against this year, she made them look like $1 million, man. So I'm going Roxanne. Shaq, you got Roxanne too?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, for me, it got to be Rots, man. Who you got, Chili?
Is this our first unanimous?
This our first, me and you. Yeah,
this our first
unanimous? This is the unanimous in-ring performer. Yeah.
Rots, man. It got to be Rots, man. She been killing it, man.
Her finisher is ass. Damn Panama wrestler. I hate that for a finisher.
I ain't gonna lie. I wish she had a better finisher too. But she's so good of a wrestler, I don't even care. Yeah. She's so good. Shout out to CM Punk, man. That's her understudy, man. I know he's from. Can't wait to see her in the next level, man. Can't wait to see her at Raw, SmackDown, man. So,
and she's so young, dog.
She's so young, man.
She's so young, yeah.
Female most improved. I got Mariah May for this. This is the one I had Mariah May for everything that you said, Shaq. So I ain't even got to go into detail. You said it perfectly, brother. So I'm going to go to you next. Who's your female most improved?
I want Willie to go first. I want Willie. That's right, boy.
I have a tie.
Honor your queen, brother.
She got an argument.
I have a 3-way tie for most improved, right? Nia Jax.
Yeah, yeah.
Easy. I can't not
honor your queen, brother.
Nia Jax, Queen Nia. Put some respect on her name. What she's done this year.
Yeah.
You gotta respect that woman and everything she's done to change the trajectory of her pro wrestling career and what people say about her. Now that's like the front and like the shiny car. Now I'm gonna hit y'all with the dark horses. But the ones who y'all gonna be like, damn, if you really looked at or paid attention to what these two women were doing, you'd have to put them in your most improved. Anna Jay.
Okay.
People run as TNT champ. Or was she world champ? Or was she just TNT champ? TBS champ. She's world champ?
TBS. No, she was not world champ.
She was TBS champ. People time as TBS champ and how things were before she became champ, House of Black, and after she became champ with House of Black. Anna Jay. Then my other one, Ash by Elegance. For those who don't know, who ain't hit the game, that is Dana Brooke. Dana Brooks. She's been doing her thing in TNA, man.
TNA.
She has been doing her thing there, redeeming herself. So take a look at some Ash by Elegance matches if you get a chance. Take a look at some Anna Jay matches if you get a chance. Because those are the ones
I'm a fan of Anna
keep an eye on like that. But those are that's my 3-way tie.
Okay. That's good.
I thought you would declare the way for your queen, Willie.
I got to put some respect on the other workers, man, out there doing the thing.
All right, and I already
I didn't go yet.
Oh, you didn't go yet? Oh, go my bad, bro. You go. That's right. You said for Chili to go first. You go ahead, bro.
Well, I have a 2-way tie myself. I have Queen Nia, of course, coming from where where her career was, where her being released, because since she was too dangerous in the ring, she wasn't developed, just trash all around. To her come back, titles and Queen of the Ring and everything, amazing. Shout out to Queen Nia. I take back every bad thing I ever said about you. Like, amazing. And the most improved, I have to go with another lovely lady, Willow Nightingale. Willow
been like that.
she's dope. That's like
Is she
she
most
took
improved or just
she
getting
took
some spotlight?
she took the next step. Like you can been dope, and then but with you, like I said, just like the NBA, the person that wins most improved was never trash.
Mm-hmm.
They took that next step, and they were like, okay, we have to start paying attention to this person.
Mm-hmm.
To her, being always dope, but then coming off of banger feuds, but then legit having a match of the year candidate, like a legit one, at All Out with the street fight with Chris Statlander.
Yeah.
Like a legit match of the year contender. Women in a street fight match of the year contender. So shout out to Nia, shout out to Willow. My two most improves.
Cool. All right, and then last but not least for the females, before we get to our last award for the night, female MVP of 2024. Tilly, I'm gonna go with you first. Who's your female MVP? Even though when y'all see the episode before this, pretty much gave you a spoiler. So you can go ahead and go into detail and announce your MVP for the females this year.
Toni Storm, without a doubt. Hands and feet above everyone. It's not like a blowout. Rhea Ripley is number 2, in my opinion. But if I'm comparing the two, like I was going to explain in the previous episode, it's a matter of controlling your story and what you do with it. Like Rhea Ripley has literally been, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, like to a extent, forced down our throats with the Judgment Day for the last, when you think about it, year and a half, 2 years.
Super Rhea.
You know what I mean? And it's going on this great trajectory, which should have been over with at SummerSlam, but it's just continued on and on and on, which is totally fine. She's the number one woman in WWE right now. There isn't no Becky, there isn't no Charlotte. She's the one standing on top of that hill. But I think that's more, she plays a big role in it, but the machine, I think, plays just as big, or if not a bigger role. Nothing against Rhea and what she does out there. Again, she's the one out there reading the lines, taking the bumps, all that stuff. Toni Storm, as a wrestler, has an argument for in-ring performer of the year, but her damn character work over the last year has been some of the best. Like, I was a big fan of Lacey Evans.
Lacey
Evans and her character work. I was a really big fan of her. And MJF does a lot of that kind of vibe too, and I'm not comparing the two.
Real quick, you talking about Lacey Evans when she first was like debuting?
Southern Belle, like Lacey Evans. Yeah, that Lacey Evans.
Okay.
The way Toni Storm handled her character, Timeless Toni Storm, from when she first previewed it to now, to when she ended it and everything. I mean, like, I don't think they came up with that for her. And I know ain't no way in hell they came up with that for her. The Rhea product was a WWE idea through and through. Can't tell me otherwise. Hey, they packaged that shit up. I guarantee you, if I did enough research, I can go back in history in WWE and find out where they repackaged that shit from, probably. Respectfully.
Yeah.
But what Toni Storm is doing with that time, what she did with that time was Toni Storm, and what she's now doing it's why she's number one. Why she was PWI's number one. Why she's my number one. I think she's Shaq's number one. I don't know about
Mr. Producer, I'm ready for my close-up.
I'll hand it off to Shaq.
yes. What Willie said, just like, and I remember telling Dent when she first started doing it, because I don't believe Dent was paying attention or watching AEW as closely at that point, and I was like,
I was
like, Dent, this is one of the greatest characters like I've ever seen before. Like, this is unique. It's different from her entrance when she come out to the old vaudeville and then it goes to black and white to her that I'm ready for my club. Like, very dope, very unique. Like, and this is storyline of her. It's like Goldust, but they took it to the next extreme. Remember Goldust used to do those movie promos where he talks about old movies and things like that in Hollywood, but they took that to the next level. So amazing in-ring work, amazing character work, which is what I feel makes you a great wrestler, because there's a lot of great wrestlers. There's a lot of amazing wrestlers out there. but how many great characters and great wrestlers are there? So it's a lot to think about. So that's why Tony Storm is my number one.
So
come on, Denton, give it to Liv.
How you just gonna take away from my moment like that, man?
I'm messing with you.
How you just gonna take away from a moment like that, dog?
I was right.
Yes, you're right.
I was right. Oh shit.
Yes, you're right. I had a whole setup. I had a whole setup, dog.
Good job, Shaq. I'm happy.
I was joking. I didn't even know I was right.
I'm gonna make my setup. I'm gonna edit you out.
I'm gonna edit that out. I'm gonna edit
that out. But what we have here is a situation. I'm doing another sports analogy real quick. We have a situation of last year's MVP race in the NBA between Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Nikola Jokic. Tony Storm is Nikola Jokic. Like everything y'all just said is 100% spot on. Like there's no argument with anything that you said. But there's a solid argument for the other person, but because the other person is not quite like in a household superstar name yet, they don't get as many votes. And I feel like that's the case with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is my MVP, and I'm gonna say why she is. It's not to say that Tony Storm does not deserve anything like that. The reason why I went with Liv is because nobody can tell me that they saw what happened with Liv this year coming. Nobody can tell me otherwise. There's no way you saw what was going on with Liv coming. First of all, the whole Liv premiere came out of nowhere at the Raw in Philly when Rhea had just finished. She was world champion. And I forgot who she beat. She had just came off an incredible match. I forgot who she beat. Matter of fact, it was Becky Lynch. She beat Becky Lynch, and then the next Raw, Liv comes out of nowhere, injures her for real. Like that wasn't a fake injury. Injured her for real, but the storyline was supposed to be her having a fake injury or whatnot. And then Liv took that moment and not only delivered incredible character work, but she had match after match after match after match where it was fire matches from the two matches she had with Becky Lynch to the match she had with Rhea. You can go to the match she just had with Io. You can go to the matches she had on Raw following up. She's another one who has not had a bad match this year. She's gave incredible performance. I would even argue that she kept Dominic Mysterio relevant. Dominic doesn't pull off a double heel turn without Liv Morgan. Like she's kept him relevant because he's another person who could have ended up going stale as well, but because of the Liv Morgan storyline, so, hey, I'd be honest with you. I'd be honest with y'all. I'm a married man. I love my wife. If I was single, she might have moment of the year with that Dominic Mysterio promo. She might have moment of the year, but she's had incredible promo work along with the in-ring work. She took off. I never thought I'd see it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never thought I'd see the day where she'll sell more merchandise than Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, and she outbeat them both. That speaks to what she did this year, man. Like and when she first won the belt from Becky, I remember us talking about it. Like we questioned that decision. Like, was that the right call? And then she went on to prove us all wrong, man. It's kind of like a situation with Damian Priest, how when he won the Money in the Bank, like we was like, I don't really see him doing good, and then he proved everybody wrong. I felt like Liv had that type of year this year, so she's my MVP, man, this year. Liv knocked it out the park this year, dog, in every category you can name, and even with the Rhea storyline being stale, everybody's tired of Rhea being super Rhea. Nobody's tired of Liv Morgan, so she's my MVP, man, for this year. Last award of the night, and then I got a question for y'all afterwards, and then if Shaq got to eat over, then we can go with that.
The award show is enough for the night.
All right, I got a question to end the night then. But before we go to that, 2024 match of the year, male or female, it doesn't matter. Who do you get?
Can I make a caveat?
Sure.
There cannot be no cold matches of the year. There has to be a winner.
I agree with that.
In case somebody has it
has to be a winner. But here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we can do. With that being said, give me all the matches. Give me the matches that you had in contention, the matches that you deliberated against, and what ended up being your winner.
Oh, all right. Well, go first, and I gotta write. How many do you want? Pause.
It don't matter. Whatever matches that you deliberated against. Chili, I'll let you go first, bro.
I'm curious, real quick. I'll say my match of the year, real quick, while I'm looking up.
Mm-hmm.
What was the highest rated match on Cage Match? I'm curious about that. But,
It had to be Bryan Danielson versus Ospreay.
But my match of the year for me was Drew Punk, Bad Blood. That was my match of the year. I think that the pressure of high expectations in that match, I think epitomized what people desired and the expectations that were met, and like what that match, in my opinion, meant for wrestling when it comes to one of the greats. And I'm not saying that like he's not a great, but,
Yeah.
you know, like he's still active, CM Punk, to show out in a match that is known for its brutality, wanting to bring that, saying, this ain't for the faint of heart. Like, this is what we need to do. And you've heard, like, throughout, I think he's commented about his thoughts on those Hell in a Cell matches and only using them for the brutalist of brutal. And it checked off all the boxes for me. Honorable mention, which Ospreay match was it?
The Bryan
Was
Danielson
it a
one?
triple threat? No, I was a really big fan of that fucking triple threat with was it Okada and Ricochet?
Yeah.
Okada, Ricochet, Takeshita.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember visually a spot that was in that match, and I can't remember how it went, but it was something that maybe Ospreay was trying to hit the Stormbreaker, and like it is some twisty, flippy doodah shit, and it just blew my mind. But that's my match here, my honorable mention.
Gotcha. Shaq, what you got? Or do you want me to go?
We're gonna start. We're gonna start. I had to just remember my honorable mentions. So we're gonna start with my honorable mentions. We got Punk versus Drew.
Mm.
And there's going to be a little bit of a theme soon, all right? Punk versus Drew. Hangman versus Swerve. I have to go back and watch all these. Hangman versus Swerve. Then we have Ospreay versus MJF. Ospreay versus Swerve. Ospreay versus Takeshita. And leads me up to my match of the year is Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson at AEW Dynasty. There's not a match.
That is the highest rated match on.
Yeah, there's not a match of the year
Yeah.
that touches that match this year.
Then it's Swerve and Danielson.
Yeah, that's another one.
See,
That's another Swerve and Danielson was fire.
It's all AEW shit for real.
Yeah, real tough.
Like top five matches.
Which one?
of the
Title
year.
versus career? Title versus career, right? In London?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So so I deliberated. I would say Drew versus Punk was in contention. Bryan Danielson versus Swerve was in contention. Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson was in contention.
Wait, did I say Ospreay versus MJF on TV, the 59-minute match?
That one, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
That one
I left that one off.
That was a good one. Sami Zayn versus Gunther, WrestleMania 40. It was a few matches that was in contention. But for me, I'm not mad that you guys didn't have this match in contention. I mean, as your winner, but for not to be in contention is absolutely crazy to me. Roman versus Cody, greatest WrestleMania of all time, greatest WrestleMania main event of all time. Cody finishes his story.
It's all that.
So some of y'all moment of year.
It's all that and a bag of chips, but the thing with it, it's too many working components to execute that match beyond Cody and Roman.
To say that match,
No.
It was storytelling.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me, Linda. Listen, Linda. Look.
You know what's crazy? In my mind, when Dan started talking, I was like, this nigga really gonna say
absolutely,
Cody
absolutely,
absolutely, really gonna say Cody versus Roman,
absolutely,
all the shenanigans that happened.
I don't blame you,
The
dog.
Rock
In my mind,
coming
like he
out,
really is gonna say
absolutely.
with Undertaker coming out with Seth, KO, take all that out of there. It's a good match, but it's not better than any of the matches we mentioned today.
Let me say this real
By
quick.
no means, it's better.
Let me make sure this ring light is pointed directly
any
at
of the matches.
Let me make sure I look it directly at the camera.
Just focus on the wrestling itself.
Make sure
it's not better than any of the matches we have mentioned.
Let me
that didn't have anybody else enter them.
That's
other than Brian, other than Danielson Swerve when Hangman's retarded ass came out to the side of the ring for no reason at all.
Let me make sure make sure this microphone.
All the interference and everything. Just talk about Cody and Roman at Mania Wrestling.
Yeah,
it was not the best match.
I mean, that's some great caveat.
That's why I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's
amazing.
Add all that other bullshit in there to tell the story. Cool, I get it.
Amazing caveat. Amazing caveats. I love it.
And again, if you need all that to tell the story, what does that say about the match itself?
Hey, so amazing caveats, brother. That was a good.
That ain't none of that shit.
Hey, man, Sanders will be proud of that spin move. I love it. But let me look at the camera real quick before I say what I'm about to say. For all of you nostalgic wrestling fans, let me break the news to you. You guys have held on to WrestleMania 17 long enough. It's no longer the greatest WrestleMania of all time. The greatest WrestleMania of all time is WrestleMania 40. All right, you guys have held on to your main events for a long period of time. The greatest WrestleMania of all time, main event wise, is Cody versus Roman. So before I disagree with what you said as far as the match, if you go back and watch that match, before anything even happens, it's already a great match. It's already a great match. Roman did moves in that match that he hasn't done probably since heel Shield days. Like, I'm talking about going back to like when him and Seth was tag team champions as a heel. So I'm a Roman. If y'all haven't noticed this by now, for our viewing audience, I'm a Roman Reigns fan. Like, I've been a fan of Roman Reigns for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I know the move set. I know the hey man, as long as you don't say a glaze, we good. But
I'll never say that. Yeah, that's rude.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, he did moves that I had not seen in a very long time. Like, Roman brought out the bag in regards to wrestling. Cody, I mean, as far as a wrestler, we already know what he does. It was a great match beforehand, right? Everything they did made sense though. Like, you could say it was over the top, cool, but it made sense. Just like we were saying earlier, Shaq was saying how the backstage, you know what I'm saying, attacks, right? They kind of little OD with it, and he got a fair case for that. My argument is, as long as it makes sense, right? So you have Jimmy come out to try to cost him the match. The theme of Roman's title reign for the past 4 years is that he always gets saved by somebody, right? That's been the theme for a very long time, that he gets saved by somebody. But Cody had a counter for everything. Jimmy comes out. You bring out Jay. They already had a match. We ain't got to talk about the match. But they already had a match or whatever. They end up fighting. Solo comes out. We have a flashback because when the whole bloodline, when Drew took out the whole bloodline, who's the one that caused Drew the match? Solo comes out. You think it's in the bag. John Cena comes back from the dead after Solo done spiked him paws about 30 million times. And they have their encounter, right? The only one that you can say really didn't make sense with Undertaker. Fine, I give you that. But you know what? We loved it as fans. It's not, and especially since Taker the GOAT, he gets an automatic pass. All right. So everything they did, if it didn't make sense, I get it. But on top of it already being a great match, and I would ask you to go back and watch that match because it was a great match before any of that happened, right? Now, was it, as far as wrestling terms, it was a great match? Was it better than any of the matches that you named up until that point? No. But it capped off an amazing story. And what people forget about that match, everybody acts like the match ended when The Rock and Undertaker came out and that was that. the match went on for like another 10 minutes. Like there was another 10 minutes of wrestling after that. You know what I'm saying? So it was, to me, man, I mean, as far as the moments, wrestling is not just about, if wrestling was just about in-ring performance, right? Then we would have a totally different criteria. But wrestling is not just about in-ring performance. Wrestling is about moments as well. I already gave him moment of the year. You know what I'm saying? The match was incredible to go along with it. And the greatest WrestleMania of all time. I don't have no problem with any of the matches y'all said. I have a problem with it not being in contention. That's absolutely crazy. Shaq read off about 10 matches just now. Tony versus Roman was that in there. That's absolutely insane. I don't care what Dave Metzler ranked it. I don't care how many stars he gave it.
That didn't go off my rating.
He could have gave.
We explain, if you're just looking at the match itself, remove all the interference and shit.
But that's part of it, though.
Match. Yeah, you're right. That's why I understand what you're saying. But we're saying in comparison to those matches we named, they didn't have all that other glitz and glamour that the Cody Roman match had at Mania.
Yeah.
And they were rated higher than that for a reason, and that's why.
So let me ask you a question and y'all, I'm gonna have y'all speak on behalf of everybody who had a problem, who said it was too much at the end, right? Would it have made?
I didn't say it was too much at the end.
I don't think it was too much.
Oh, okay. This is not a better match than nothing I named.
It's just like an argument, match versus story. Makes sense. I get it.
Yeah, it when you combine the two, it's everything that happened. Like I said, except for the Undertaker part, and that's only because Stone Cold didn't agree to do it. But everything that happened made sense. That's why, you know what I'm saying, I don't necessarily have an issue with it. And then everything that happened after the match, like that was a trickle down effect to everything that we see even to this point right now. Look at what's going on with the KO and the Cody Rhodes situation. Look at what's going on with Drew McIntyre going after the entire bloodline. Like that one match has a trickling effect on the entire year of what's taking place in multiple stories in WWE. So for me, man, it's more than about the match. It's about, but if we was just, to you guys' point, if you take the story out of it, you take the end out of it, you take the storyline out of it or whatever, and we just go off the wrestling. Yeah, most of the matches y'all named was probably better. You know what I mean? But got to factor that in. This is the biggest reason why I have a problem with, just give you an example, right? Sting versus Hogan at what was it, Halloween Havoc? Was that Halloween? Starrcade. I'm sorry. Starrcade.
97.
The reason why I had a problem with the interference because it just didn't make no sense. Well, Macho Man had nothing to do with this. You know what I'm saying? So it just ain't make no sense, man. But I don't have a problem with none of the matches y'all named though at all. Especially, to be quite honest with you, if it wasn't for that match, my winner probably would have been Bryan Danielson versus Ospreay, just simply because that's the match that was like, yo, Ospreay kind of the truth. You know what I'm saying? I remember watching that match.
Not that his reviews or say so is like will and law.
Right.
Jim Cornette loved that match.
How could you not though?
No, but you understand, he deplores AEW and Will Ospreay. Like, he hates them with a passion.
Yeah.
And he says, I have nothing bad to say about this match. And praise the match.
I mean, that's just
and praise Ospreay for the match.
That's just like Dave Metzler. Dave Metzler hates the WWE style of wrestling, but even he gave Cody Rhodes versus Roman 5 stars. You know what I'm saying? He gave that match. As a matter of fact, I left him off the list. He gave 3 matches this year for WWE 5 stars. He gave Roman versus Cody 5 stars. He gave Drew and CM Punk 5 stars, and he gave Sammy versus Gunther. He gave that 5 stars too. So I mean, it kind of goes along with the same thing. So
yeah, and Jim Cornette hates AEW. He hates it with a passion.
All right, so going into 2025. If you guys had one wish for what you would like to see happen in wrestling in 2025, what would it be?
We talking about realistic things or something?
Nah, just a wish. It don't got to be realistic. What is your number one wish for what you would like to see happen in WWE? I mean, not WWE, in wrestling, period, in 2025. What's your number one wish?
I'm going to go ahead. Instead of saying something crazy, I'm going to say something that could be realistic. Tony Khan passes over booking to Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
Yeah, like let it go. Run the company, Tony. Like you can't be the booker and the writer. Like let it go. Pass it over to not even to let DB be head of creative, and then he can hire his team of writers and wrestle. Because there's great minds out there that aren't hired by other companies right now. Like Scott Demure is not hired by anybody, and YTNA let him go is crazy. So something like that. Let Tony Khan give up creative.
It's pretty good. What about you, Willie?
I'm a person that came to mind. I'm gonna throw some more out there also as it's come to mind. Bianca Belair turning heel. I would love to see that happen. Her and Street Profits link up and they do some devious shit. I would love to see that. I'd love to see Cody Rhodes turn heel. Him and Ricky Starks.
I think that's starting.
Him and Ricky Starks link up when Ricky Starks finally gets out of AEW and they go on a menace run in WWE. AEW wise,
Keith Lee joins the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, I need to see the Hurt Syndicate as champions, both tag and put one of the titles on Bobby, whether that's the heavyweight or TNT title.
What if Shelton is the one who actually becomes the AEW World Heavyweight Champion out of all of them?
Nah.
I mean, me as a fan, that's what I would want. Like I said, his pop was going to be louder, but Lashley's getting that way.
Willie said
Lashley's getting that world
nice
title.
But
Lashley's getting that world title.
That was it, Willie? That's all you had?
All right. Last one, we will be getting some Dream Tag Team matches in the WWE this year, which will be wonderful once the Lucha Bros do enter.
Absolutely.
This is my last one. Well, it's not even a thing. It's crazy when you think about it from AEW's creation to now, how at one point in time they were the place to go for tag team wrestling, and how the roles have reversed now, with WWE now being that hotbed for tag team wrestling. Just putting that out there. But that's all I got.
Hey, you want me to give you I'm gonna give you a fantasy. All right, so okay. This is not gonna happen, but this is what I would love to see happen. First and foremost, all right. Number in AEW wise, I said it earlier. I want to see Christian Cage as champion. There's no guarantee that that's gonna happen. It's trending that way. All signs point to happening, but there's no guarantee. Like AEW is probably. I will get AEW this. It's been very unpredictable. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing all the time, but it's been very unpredictable for the most part. Even when you think something's gonna happen, it might not happen. So I want to see Christian Cage, as I think he's earned that. My wish in WWE is two things, male and female. I want to see Jey Uso win the Rumble. No, actually, you know what? What I would love to see happen is one thing that hasn't happened yet, and that's Roman apologizing to Jey. I would love to see a situation where Roman won the Rumble and gave his spot up to Jey Uso as a form of apology, and Jey Uso goes on to winning the World Heavyweight title from Gunther. I would love to see that. Not the WWE title, because Roman could still go after the WWE title. Roman can enter the chamber, go after the WWE title, but I would love to see Jey Uso be the one to defeat Gunther, and that's Roman's way of apologizing for everything that happened. That, and I would love, and both of these got to deal with the bloodline. I would love to see Naomi, well, I can't think of her name right now. Tamina. I would love to see Naomi, Tamina, and Nia Jax join the bloodline, since they are already family. They have that female version of the bloodline where you got Nia as a dominant champion with like a female Ulafala, and then you got Naomi and Tamina by her side, and whoever else they got as family, that's cousin called Ava up or whoever, to be their manager. So I would love to see that too. So that's mine. But I need to see a Jey Uso title reign. I need to see
Last
that.
wishful thought is any title. Don't even give a shit. It could be the 24/7 title for all I care. Put a damn title on Jacob Fatu like tomorrow.
Ooh, you think that needs to happen in 2025?
Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah.
It probably will.
If you
Get
put
it,
it, if
get
you
his
put
ass the U.S. or Intercontinental title, it don't matter, man.
if you put a title on him, I feel like you kind of got to do an Obafemi, and you got to shoot him to the moon.
That's happening.
I think you got to do an Obafemi with Jacob, man. I don't think you can just.
It's only a matter of time, man.
Yeah, that's happening.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time. They got to get through this WrestleMania period, probably.
So so let me give you a scenario. What would you prefer? Would you prefer him to take over the bloodline and be tribal chief, or would you prefer him to get a title?
Can we get a title? He can get his own title. Let him lead the bloodline. Once he gets out of the whole not like the dumb jock character he's in with I love you Solo. Whoa, I love you. You know, like that shit. Like once he gets out of that and actually like is legit cutting promos on some like, don't be surprised if he takes Solo's NXT character. I think that would be greatly suited for Jacob Fatu. Give him the fucking mic.
Hey yo, that's a good one, Willie. I like that.
Like I wouldn't mind seeing that.
That's a good one. Where y'all real quick before we end? Where y'all got Jacob Fatu ranked as far as like in-ring wrestlers in WWE right now? What range do y'all have him 1 through 10?
Top 15.
Top 15.
Top 15. He's a
top 20.
You got him top 20?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you remember, Shaq, you remember last time you crashed out when we talked about in-ring performance.
I didn't crash out at all. No, I didn't.
You crashed. You crashed out. What you mean you ain't crashed out?
No, I didn't.
You told me you crashed out. You want me to be more specific? Well, you said AJ Styles is over Rey Mysterio. You said you crashed out. You told me that.
I'll take back. That's the only one I'll take back.
Thank you. All right. I respect you standing on the shield because even when you go back and watch that clip, like you can see it in your eyes, like, dang, I wish I could take that back. But
Ray is probably the only one. Ray is the only one I'll take back, but nobody else. If you want to ask people that really watch wrestling what AJ Styles, they'll agree with me. So they'll agree.
You had Stone Cold over AJ though. I wouldn't even have Stone Cold over AJ as far as an in-ring performer.
Nah, Stone Cold will be over him.
But you say he was better than Ray. Yeah, that's the part that didn't make no sense. I was like, hold up, dog. Yeah. But it's crazy. So next time y'all see us, man, we got some stuff to talk about. We got to talk about what's going on with the New Day. We got to talk about what's going on next with the Bloodline. We're going to get more into depth in regards to January 6th. We're going to talk about Saturday Night Main Event. We're going to talk about some stuff going on with AEW. Is Mercedes Moné against Stale? We got a lot to talk about, man, just to give y'all a preview into our next episode. My homeboy Rab will be with us next time y'all see us record. But until next time, man, y'all follow us on social media and Noah Shaq shaking his head because our brother is not heavy.
Rabby. Could be a good show already, man.
Hey, man. Hey, last time Rab was on the pod, man, we got our first YouTube compliment for somebody we didn't know. And they was like, yo, this episode's pretty good. So we gotta bring the back. He was popular, man.
Rab is full of shit, man.
What was that he said about Kevin Owens on that episode?
He said Kevin Owens is the most mid wrestler ever. He said he's the most unoriginal wrestler in the history of WWE.
Rab just started watching wrestling 3 years ago.
If we ever take off and hear Kevin Owens see that podcast, boy,
Lord, we fucked.
He gonna have a film day with us. He know he gonna spit it. We gonna be like, we gonna be like, we ain't say that. He gonna be like, oh, but you support your friend who said that. He gonna give us hell, man. He gonna give us hell. But until next time, man, make sure y'all follow us. We on YouTube, we on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We on everything, man. So like and subscribe to the content, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with us this year. It's been a fun year, and we just getting started, man. We got way more content to go. We got way more stuff to do. We got more pay-per-views to hit. We got more events to get. We got more content. We got more debates to talk about. So thank you for y'all for rocking with us this year, man. We might drop another episode, but just in case we don't, before the year is over, thank y'all so much, man. Thank you for
appreciate it, man. For real love, yo.
We went from 0 followers, we had almost 1,000, which it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you come from nothing, we're thankful for everybody, man.
You could be anywhere in the world,
right. But you right
you
here with us.
Right.
We thank you.
Right. All of our videos have over 1 million views, man. So if you combine them all, yeah.
Oh, all together. I
all
thought you meant
together.
individual, but
Yeah,
like, wait a minute.
if you combine them all together, man, we got over 1 million views for our videos, man.
Blue check territory if we get 1 million views per video.
Hey, I get
the marketing materials, man.
I get the blue check alert every time I post a video now. Like they ask me if I want to verify the account. They ask me if I want to verify the account.
Why the hell you say no?
Because
we'll talk about that off air.
We talking business money now. Man.
Cut this part out. You say no for? We can be verified. What?
But appreciate y'all, man, from the bottom of our hearts, man. Until next time.
Yes, love for real. I love y'all.
Yeah, y'all have a great one, and we'll see y'all in 2025.
Peace, man. Hey, Dan.